All right. Let's let Kathy in. All right. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Catalina. Hi, Alexa. We're going to go ahead and make sure we're jumped in here in Maxa. And once you get into Maxa, what we're going to do first, before we get into the postcard and all that good stuff, is I just want to go through and make sure how comfortable we are with going in and creating a flyer, because that's going to be probably the biggest thing we'll do. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into an email blast and go through that process. So you guys that are here and printing, yeah, no, then the third one we're going to do is we're going to do a postcard, because it's the postcard typically is going to be a mailing. And what I noticed through the system is if you pick a flyer, it's not going to give you the wizard to go mail it, because typically you're not going to mail a flyer. So the mailing is going to be mostly going to be postcards. So, now that I think about it, why don't we start with the postcard, because that will probably take the longest, and then we'll go into the flyer part.
So it's supposed to be the same login. Because I went to Maxa, but it's not letting me. It's an S. Didn't let you in.
Oh, well, on the phone, you're going to have some trouble because you can't really use Max on the phone except for to download something. Yeah. But this is being recorded, so you can always go back to it. And I noticed too, Zoom does a transcription. So if you guys want, I can upload the transcription into the same folder. That way you don't have to listen or look at it. You can just folder with the video instructions. All right, you can have it all. All right. So there's a million things in here, like pretty much anything you could order from marketing, there's a template in here. And then for you, did you get into first place okay?
I got into first place, and then in the marketing, they asked me to log in again.
Oh.
I went to Maxa,
Maxa?
and it asked me to log in.
Have you ever logged in before?
No.
Okay, because there's a good chance that because it should auto log in. If it doesn't, you may not have a Maxa account. So I would go ahead and send an email to marketing at First Team and let them know that you need to be set up with a Maxa account. They're usually really good about setting that up and getting that over to you pretty quickly.
I just set mine up.
Okay.
But marketing not support.
Correct, because this is the one rare thing, because marketing handles everything Maxa related because it's a marketing tool. So you would reach out to them for, getting an account, having issues, that kind of thing. Where support will handle most everything else. Bless you. So in Maxa, the best thing to do is come over here to the quick search on the left to find what you need. So we're going to start with a postcard, because we love keeping the United States Postal Service in business. So there's a number of different templates in here. If you look at underneath, it'll tell you what it is and the size. So there's going to be 11 by 6, 8.5 by 5.5.
I don't see postcard. No, you type it.
You got to type it in.
Oh.
Over here to the left. Yeah. If you go under the headings, it becomes, I don't know, kind of cumbersome, because you have to go California, then figure out what marketing. So I find it's easier just to put in the search and just go, what do you need? Is it a postcard?
Flyer.
Exactly. And it'll pull up every template that is attributed to whatever the keyword that you're putting in. What'd you do to marketing? Let's see what's going on. Did you put in postcards or postcard? Because sometimes when you put it in singular, yeah, take off the S. So if you type in something and nothing comes up, try it singular. So if you're looking for postcards, put in postcard. If you're looking for flyers, flyer. Most of them are in there as a singular. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to choose the shredding postcard. I'm not saying you have to. So I'm going to click on open this. If you can't find that, maybe you type in postcard space shred. Let's see if it comes up. No, of course not. So postcard, let's dismiss that. Yeah, it may be in a different, like everybody's order could be different. Do you guys have, let's find a different one here. So I want us all to be.
What is
EID and
I like the balloon.
is that
You like the balloons?
Yeah,
They are cute, aren't they?
yeah, they.
Oh,
look nice to
that
me.
is it's a holiday for, I forget which religion.
are most postcards the
11 by 6. A lot of them are. I think there are some exceptions. Let's look while we're in here.
When you click on it, I think you could choose different size. I think they used to do that.
And you got to be careful because if you click on something, it might open it up. So let's see. So the process is going to be the same. So you don't have to necessarily open up the same template that I have. I'm just trying to find a more of a generic one, but well, let's do, I don't know if you guys can find this market stats postcard. So let me type in market. So I typed in postcard market. Nope, doesn't come up. Which one?
President's Day, Ramadan.
Yeah, I didn't see a daylight savings one.
You choose one.
Mine just
How do you
keep
go
going
in
around.
Like if I don't want to do that one. 'Cause I
So yeah, if you don't like something, then you just close it. So I'm gonna open up this one. And let's say I open it up and I did the create design. If I don't want to use it, then I just hit close at the top. It won't save it. It won't save it until you either save it or you go to you share it or print it.
There's a flex one and a sneak preview one.
Oh, yeah, so let me do a quick search for Flex because I know there's not a whole lot in there and that postcard should show up. Here we go. So everybody see this guy? So if you type in Flex, there should be a FT Flex 11 by 6 postcard ready to sell. Let's do that one because that's kind of that's a hot topic. And Lars did a phenomenal presentation on this with the company that powers this, and it's pretty impressive. And I think it'd be a great marketing tool for this area because most of the houses were built in the 60s, 70s, and 50s. Even the condos were built in the 60s and 70s. So
Have boxes for the states, right? Check the box. California.
yeah, if you didn't want to search, you could look through all the categories. It's just there's like a category, a subcategory, a subcategory. So that might take you more time versus just typing in, okay, is it flex? Is it home value? Is it sometimes easier just to search by the keyword? So with every template, it's going to give you this wizard. And obviously, this one isn't going to need a property to it. So you can safely just click next. And it will always come up even if there's not a property related, it's just part of the system.
Open house, you would put the.
Correct. If you were doing, or it was for a property, then that's where you would go ahead and put in the address. And if it's in the MLS, it'll pull all that information automatically. So I'm going to continue with that listing. And then secondarily, if you were doing like, for whatever reason, you had to add a manual listing, it would give you the ability to do that. And you would just manually put in pictures, all that information. So because this one is not property related, there's not a whole lot to do here. No, you could, but this particular template doesn't have, like there's no property involved in it. It's just promoting. So let me give you something that you may not know about because we had this debate on the QR code. Where does it go? If you contact, and I can give you their information, and I should remember his name, but I don't, but get back to me on that. I'll give you his information. But he did a presentation in our office in Annam Hills. And what he did for me, like right after the meeting, is he created a QR code for me that goes to my Flex portal. So when everybody scans this, I'm notified that they're interested in Flex. And if they're approved, I'm notified through my portal all the stages. So that way we know it's directed specifically to us because when he gives you that QR code, then now you have the link to your portal on Flex. So you control where those scans go to. Correct. Correct. No, it's directly from the parent company. Let me grab his card rather than give you inaccurate information. 1 second. All right. So you guys might want to take this down. So our rep at Notable, which is the company that powers our Flex program, his name is Benjamin Lamers. And his email address is going to be B as in boy, L as in Larry, A as in Apple, H as in Henry, M as in Mary, E as in Edward, R as in Richard, S as in Sam at. Okay. Yeah, if you just email me, I'll send it to you. And then it's Notable. So NOTABLEFI.com. F as in Frank, I as in Isaac.com. Yeah. Or here's his card. You want to scan the QR code? Benjamin Lemers. Yeah, pass it around, scan the QR code. Just let him know that you want him to create a QR code for your Flex, and he'll do it. Nicest guy. Did it really quickly. And what I did, because I'm fancy, I got the QR code from him. I scanned it, and then I created one in my own little design because I like using the little custom round one because, I spend more attention on this stuff rather than selling real estate because I'm independently wealthy in my mind. All right. So let's get back to. Okay. So if anything is highlighted over here, like settings, you click on it and it'll go away. Yeah. Same thing if you do uploads, any of that. I know that it's a little cumbersome sometimes. So there's really nothing to edit here, but other than the QR code. So let's just say I wanted to change this QR code out. I would just click on this and I could come over here to uploads. Now I know I already did a QR code for this. So you would upload, when he sends you the QR code, you would hit upload it into this. Did I have it here? Let's see. No, that's something else. So you just upload that QR code into the system, then it'll be here. And then to replace it, you click on this QR code, click on the new one, and it's going to put it next to it. So I'm going to click on the old one, hit delete, come here to my fancy QR code, and make a little. Correct. It's always best to add it and then delete what you don't want. But if you screw up at the very, very top center, there's always undo. So this is very forgiving, and it needs to be because as realtors, we're very reactive. At the top, so when they scan this one, it goes right to your Flex application. Because the one that's on there goes to the company's Flex, and there's no way to, unless they say, I'm working with so-and-so, they have no way to know who's who. Right. So remember he said he was going to do something about it, and he did. I mean, he did it quick too. And like I said, at the NM Hills office meeting, I emailed him, sent him the QR code. I had it I don't know how he did it so fast. He must have a team or what have you, but he got it done so quick. Yes. And I tested it. So you'll get an email that so-and-so is, gone on, and then they'll let you know whether they're approved. And then there's a portal that you have access to where you can look at the status of, where they're at in the process. No, once you create a QR code, then you have access to it. They make it really, really easy. And also too, there's other marketing tool or marketing paraphernalia that they have. So I would just No, see, I told you that marketing is on top of things. No, they've really I think because they're not so buried with a lot of the corporate stuff because of all the new offices and such. They're really, striving to improve, and I think they are. All right, so let's jump back into this. This is a really easy one, and really I'm showing you this not because there's a lot to do here, but it's the print side of things I want you guys to see because we talked about the meeting today. So because this is directed to a print house, if I want to go ahead and send this out, I go up to print, top right. And it gives you two choices, print and print with EDDM. Now we're just going to do print because print with EDDM, there's not a whole lot of choices. You're just going to pick your zone and then blah, because EDDM does not allow you to piecemeal. It's you pick your zones and that's it. And that's why you're getting the discount. So I'm going to choose print for first class because, you know, we're a first class group of agents here. And again, you will see this error on everything. It says small font detected. That's because we have an impeccable legal team that keeps us out of court by having disclaimers in the bottom of everything that keep us out of trouble. So you can always ignore and continue when you see that. Unless you've gone in and made the fonts really small on your own, which you're on your own there. Ignore and continue, and it should take you to this screen right here. So right now it's updating the preview. It should come up, there we go. So you get your preview there. If you click on the arrows, it's going to show you both sides. And then you have your, you can just bypass that because it's going to spell check the disclaimer or disclaimers at the bottom too.
Does it check your spelling?
Yes, it does.
Wow, that's handy.
Mhm. Well, think about it. You know, we're so reactive and multitasking. It's so easy to make. I mean, I've done a post and gone back and go, oh, I mistyped something. I got to change the, you know, I spelt something really basic wrong. That always happens.
Terrible speller.
Well, this is going to help. And then also too, what we'll see when we go into a flyer, there's an AI built in where it can shorten, expand, and rewrite things for you. So if you know, you do a listing description and it's just like,
Yeah.
you go look at the other person's, you see, okay, and then you try to blend it. Well, you could,
That's what I do. I say, check my spelling,
Mhm.
check my grammar,
Mhm.
make it sound like an extremely intelligent person wrote this.
yeah.
And then you can fix,
Mhm.
you know, whatever.
It's like having your own little copywriter at your fingertips.
Yeah.
So here you're just going to pick your choices of, do you want cover gloss, UV, you know, ultra cover, and that's going to give you pricing. You know, again, it makes it really simple.
What do you usually do?
I like matte, but I mean, it's a personal preference. And then your quantities, obviously, the more you do, the bigger price break you get. And then it's going to ask you, how would you like your product mailed? Do you,
Does that price include the mailing?
I believe it does.
it does.
Brittany told me.
Yes. So not bad, 50, 51. So you can mail to yourself if you don't want them to do it. Don't know why you'd want to do that, but maybe if you're handing them out, door knocking with them, yeah. Or you can do mail to list.
Like, can you take like 500 of the 1,000, mail them to you, and then the other 500 mail
I
to?
think you could, but you'd probably have to do it in a separate order. So you just order whatever they're going to do, and then you go back and do another order for you to pick up or mail to you, because they'll do either or. And then it'll do you want to schedule your mailer? So I think that's nice, because if you're really ahead of the game, you could get all this done and then not have it go out until, like, you know, a week before you list. That way you're compliant. And then if they screw up, you can yell at them. And then you have, okay, I guess, so you can pick EDM here. So you can do bulk postage. So 1 to 2 weeks in EDM, which is typical. And then you have first class, 2 to 5 business days.
So you can upload your file.
Right, but what Terry was talking about is free mailing list search. So before we go into that, if you do upload CSVs into this, like let's say your farm, you got your farm from your title person, you got it in here. You can click use previously saved mailing list. So if you're constantly mailing to your farm, you don't have to go upload the list again. You just click on it and then there's my list. I don't have anything in here, so I'm not going to click on that. But once you do it, there's a whole list, so you can always go back and mail to the same group again. And that's usually, so what we're going to do is we're going to do free mailing list search. This was the wizard that Terry was telling us about.
You get a mail, and you selected all of your contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Does it individually send it just to one, or is it a whole group of people? Like a email, like blast, meaning.
How are they receiving it? They would all receive it at the same time, but first class would be individually.
Okay, so they won't get like 50 of them, because some people don't like to connect it to everybody.
Yeah, no, because it's a mailer. I mean, they'll get it on the same day because it'll be packaged together. But it, you know,
You get the e-blast, so.
yeah, yeah. This is would be the actual delivery, and they would get it all at the same time. I guess the big difference between the first class and EDDM is EDDM will just say, resident, where this will say their name. So if you upload a list of this, proofread it and make sure it doesn't say, SMG Trust, because they're going to feel like, oh, well, wow, that's personal. So maybe go through that list and make sure that you have first and last names, and be careful too, because I screwed up and I upset someone because it was sent to her husband that had just passed away. And she got really mad at me, and I get it. So just a little bit of extra proofreading, like within your farm, because you really should know what's going on. So be careful with that one. So this is the map where you can go in and filter. So if I want to target 200 homes, maybe I got big bucks like Jeff, and I can do, 1900.
I got a little thing that says first team dot maxa design, and then click allow while visiting the site, allow this time, never allow.
You can allow that. It's just giving them access to,
So allow it this time.
Mm-hmm. Because you're using a GPS, so anytime any type of device is going to utilize GPS, you have to give it access. Because we live in the 1984 world of we're being tracked. Everything we're doing is being tracked. So this is picking where we're at. If you don't want to be there, you can come here at the top and type in address. So let me close this guy.
You can move that little, red thing.
Yeah. There we go. So give me an address. Who wants to give me an address to start from? Ruby? So 783 Ruby Drive? Ruby Lane, sorry. Well, they named a street after her, or a lane after her. So here is Ruby Lane. And if I want to target 200 homes, that's I can start off with. I can go down, I can go up. And then Ruby's a condo, right? No, it's single. Okay. So I can say all. And then here I can, drill it down to where I only want to send to, people with 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms. I don't want to deal with those 5-bedroom people. Or I can say, I don't want to deal with the 3-bedroom people. I only want to deal with 2 to 4. Same thing with bathroom square footage. Maybe this happens quite often. You have, $2 million houses here, and then you have a set of $600,000 condos, and maybe you don't want to market to them because you want to stick to this group. So this is where you could put in square footage and limit it to maybe 2,500 and above. Also year built. So we have, again, a lot of places where you have all this new stuff, and then you have 50s neighborhoods. So you could put year built and just filter out the newer stuff or the older stuff. And then like last sold for. So again, you can really dial in who you're mailing to. And, mailing is the most expensive thing that we do. So this allows you to really dial it in to where you're only hitting the group that you're targeting. You can also, if you want to get fancy, you have this draw, and I can draw, I only want to do this section right here.
And what did you push to
Where'd you
draw?
get the draw?
So down at the bottom,
Oh, I see.
right here. So I'm going to hit reset just to get out of it. So you can click draw, or you can click polygon, or you can draw, and you go.
So you pick it, and then how do you get it to?
So you pick it, and then you create a starting point. So let me reset because I went really fast. So I'm going to click polygon, and I'm going to come up here, do my first point. So click here, you get a little crosshair, and then you pull this little line, and then you make and then you click it there, click it there. Click there, there.
So the little green dots are the ones that it has on your, if I have 200 in there, the dots are the ones that would be part of my 200, right?
when you say the
The little
dots,
green dots on mine, you know,
let me see.
on each property. So those are.
Yes,
would be the
that-
one
that-
would show up in my two.
Correct. That's what that means it's selected.
Those are the ones that got selected.
Hmm.
And can you unselect them?
I think if you click on them individually, you can unselect. So I'm going to click show filtered results so we can look at the little, come on. Where is my list? Show filtered results.
Like if you want to delete or not send to realtors your farm.
Yeah, let's see what happened. Control scroll.
Oh, if you hover over an address,
Hmm.
down at the bottom, it'll say remove.
That's it. Show filtered results.
So you would just say like resident and mail to all these?
Hmm.
But when they mail it, it actually puts the address on it, like you said. It's not just going to resident.
No, it's gonna
Put their name on it, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
not their name.
Is it
Do you have
the
name?
say occupant?
I think that's what.
Correct.
we said.
Yeah, so if you want to have their name, then it's best not to use this.
Do the CSV.
Then it's best not to use this. Do the CSV file and get that dialed in. It would be nice if they married, title in this, and then you can go to the title toolbox and push it out. But again, it's two extra steps. You export out of title toolbox, and then you upload into this.
This is amazing.
Mhm.
So if the cost is
Well, these were 51 cents a piece if you did under 1,000. I think. Different. Not through the ordering process. I think. Let me see if you could pull the.
Print them and mail them. And
Yeah.
the price includes postage, which is cheap.
Mhm.
Because postage is what, 75? I don't know what for postcards are, but postage is
How do
75.
you do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I don't think
if you have a printer you prefer, then it would probably be best just to. Yeah, he's mad at me, but he does a great job. I got into it with another team in Mission Viejo, and they did these flyers. And I told them, I sent him a file. I go, there's an issue with the last page. Use this updated file. And because for whatever reason, he just replaced the last page, even though there were several other revisions. And then he tried to tell the agent, well, you're going to pay for it. So I worked with the agent American Express, and we disputed it, and I gave him all the. And so what he does? He goes on First Team and writes a bad review about that agent. So I don't work with vendors that treat their clients that way. But that,
It's nothing for him.
yeah, but he does have really good pricing. But also Desi in this office, his brother is a printer, I think. Yeah. Desi. I- Yeah.
Is that Desi's cousin? Oh, because they're great.
Yeah.
They're just-
No, OC Print is on Tustin Avenue.
Yeah, that's
Francis.
Dunder's cousin.
That's
Yeah.
Francis. No, his is off of Edmund.
He does.
But if you want to do your own printing, you would just bypass all of this section. You would just send it, save it and send it directly.
And usually the printer that does handling, they will do all that for you. You just need to give them the list. So
That for you just need to give them the list. Print. You would ignore all this what we've done today and just save it and send it off and send him your list. Yeah, so yeah, unfortunately, all this mapping and great stuff is part of the print house. So yeah. But these guys have good pricing and they do a good job. I know I've ordered cards from them and there was a mistake on one and they had them reprinted and sent out within a couple days. So I can attest they do great work. So any questions on postcard, sending out printing?
After that, you click on get final list.
That's it?
And then how do you order it? Then you just, that's all?
How many did you have there? Because that price was good, $39.
I think I picked like 50.
50?
Yeah.
And that, okay, so does that include postage then? Because look, wait, on the left,
Mm-hmm.
scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
There's another.
Well, that I said mail to self.
What?
200,
So I clicked on mail to self. Yeah.
Cause it showed another $13
maybe
or
because of
something.
what I chose. I did Premier
I-
Cover Gloss, so maybe that's.
I did
Let's see.
171 and it's 258.
Let's,
Okay, so you might have done like me, did you do the Premier Gloss? Move down maybe to the.
first
ultra cover now and
class,
see what that
mailed
is.
list.
It's, you gotta pay the post. You think the postage is extra? So. Cause otherwise, they're only 51 cents. How could they mail
They
it?
can't, yeah.
No, it's got to be posted on top of that.
Yeah, so for 200, it was $298.
Well, postcards cost less to mail.
What?
Postcards cost less to mail than regular.
Yeah, but if you mail, see, I
Mhm.
did I got 171 and to mail them first class,
Yeah,
it was $258.
yeah.
Yeah, that does it.
Yeah, it does.
It's
51 cents plus the postage.
Yeah, plus-
If I changed it to bulk postage. well,
Let's go in there. Let me-
free.
Yeah, I like the price there. I'm going to pick 40 homes, get final list.
I don't know, my total was,
Let's see.
That's because you
Cause
said
the
16.
postage is free. Probably. It showed the
Okay, so I got first class total. I add to cart. Oh, here it. Let's see total. Oh, I didn't pick my records. So let me go back.
If you wanted to save it, it's JPEG, a PNG, a
If you're going to save it to send to the printer, you want to download it as a PDF. And some will tell you if the printer says they want something with crop marks. Let me kick out of there. So if you wanted to, and then usually the ADDM is built on top of whatever the printing, because they'll give you a rate on depending on how many zones you're choosing. And that rate is fixed by the Postal Service. So if you wanted to just print this yourself or you want to send it to your printer, you would just come up here to download. And most of the time, if your printer is easy speasy, then you just can do PDF standard, best or highest quality and download it as a PDF. In the event that you have one that's a little persnickety and they ask you, well, we need your file to have crop and bleed marks, you would come up here to PDF print and you'd click add crop marks. What that does is it adds these little lines, I don't know if you've ever seen them, to the edges so they know where to crop the postcards because they print them on big sheets. So if they ask for crop marks, go to PDF print, add crop marks, download it, and then send them that PDF. But if they don't, you can just do PDF standard and highest quality. Same thing, they're both going to be PDF files. All right.
That's if you want to send it to your people.
Correct.
Or if you want to try print one and see what the heck it looks like.
Yeah, which isn't a bad deal. Or if you're like, you're totally in a jam and you have to go to Staples that Saturday morning at 9, and you could do that too.
Well, and I would think you want to put your address, your own address on there, so when you mail it, you know where it's coming. where
Or-
it's going to, right?
I would, because you always want to add, that's a really good point. Add yourself to the list. That way you get a copy of it. When you order it through marketing, I think they usually do that for us, or at least send to the office. So you know that when you got it, everyone else got it. Usually. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. All right. So we did the postcard. We're pretty clear on that. So when it comes to, let's do this next one. It shouldn't take too long. Email blast, because we talked about in the office meeting today, you know, what's part of your whole listing package. So through marketing, I think it's part of still one of the packages. They had something called First Look where they blast the whole company, you know, I got a new listing, blah, 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 blah. So the templates for that are in here. And like we talked about earlier, it doesn't, I mean, I don't think we're as agents, we're not allowed to send to the whole company. but we can send to the office. But if you have your own SOI, you may want to send it out to them. Or if you bought maybe a list of the names around your new listing, also another opportunity to email them. So there are templates in here for that. If you type in just listed, and keep in mind, there's templates that are say just listed, but a just listed template works fine for just sold. Sometimes it works for open house. So to look for the email, it's really easy. Any of these templates that are super long are going to be for email blast. And if you want to do it in Follow Up Boss, you can do it in Follow Up Boss. If you just want to do like 1 or 2 out of your Gmail, you can do that too. If you use MailChimp, you can do that too. So to look for those, it's going to say HTML newsletter. So don't think that they're all newsletters. That's just the format that we use for email blasts. So just look for the really, really long templates. So there's a number of different designs. And the brown, the black, the white, that's the Mirage collection. And there's corresponding flyers, postcards, they all match. So if you are doing this, if you want to be super clean, I would pick, if you're going to go with black postcards and black flyers, then pick the black news. That way all your marketing looks in line. I'm going to pick this guy here. You don't have to pick the same one. But what I wanted to show you is when you do this, again, we have this wizard. So create design. Now this one is property related. So can we use Ruby again? What, 237 Ruby? 783, you can see I have a short-term memory problem. 783 Ruby, right? Oh, it's in there. Maybe it's not. So if it doesn't show up, and this is for any type of search, if it doesn't pop up, be less specific. Yeah. You can also put in the MLS number if you're. That was good. You know it off the top of your head? Well, apparently it wants to make a liar out of me today.
Maybe because you've already been there, we're not doing it.
Apparently, what'd you do to Max a Ginger? No, I'm kidding. Who's got an active listing that we can try out here?
168 Monte Vista,
168 Monte Vista.
Costa Mesa.
I have to leave. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
I think the fight him.
There we go. Okay, so it pulls everything, pictures, and you will see this quite often, character limit exceeded, because a lot of these templates only have so much room. So you have a couple different choices here. I can have AI shorten it down, or I could leave it big and then I can manually go through and whittle it down. So just for the sake of time, I'm going to click shorten and let it do its trick. See what it comes up with. 500 character, it's going to say house, Costa Mesa, really nice, 2.7.
It's thinking.
Okay, there it goes. And it didn't do too bad. So I'm good with that. So my next step I'm going to make, again, verify wizards. It can make mistakes. AI is not perfect. So make sure, yes, that square footage is right, bedroom count, that you're Jeff, you have the right information here. I don't see a phone number for Jeff. So that would be a good thing to put here. So I'll put my phone number so they call me instead. All right, so down here, you get forced pictures to choose. I like this shot. And I like this shot. On this particular one, there's 4. So I'm,
See on
That would be
the right,
oh yeah, I got,
pictures on the right.
I'm gonna get the,
Spots for.
I'm gonna get,
Oh, okay.
and then oh, we didn't get we got that pool. Let's get this guy. All right. So probably not the best choices, but I'm just gonna do that. If you wanted to upload your own pictures, because maybe the photographer came out and redid them and you don't have an MLS yet, you can click upload all pictures and you can manually upload your own pictures. Or maybe you hired a really bad photographer and you had to retake your pictures. There you go. So I'm going to click save and select listing. And then I'm going to go next. Again, this is our favorite error that comes up, and we're going to ignore it because we can.
Oh, you can?
You can.
What was the error saying?
So it's the error that comes up all the time. It says the fonts are too small or you've used too many characters. You can ignore it and fix it later. So don't get hung up on error messages because you won't hurt anything. So buttons, you want to make sure that the buttons are linked somewhere because if you send this out without doing so, it may not go anywhere. So I'm going to click on the button itself, and then the editor over here is going to open on the right. I can, if I don't like that box and I want to make it a different color, I can click background. And I like persimmon, so maybe I'm going to make it persimmon.
Call to action.
Right. Next is link. See, it doesn't link anywhere. So maybe I did a video on this. I could change that and send it to the link to my video that my videographer gave to me. Or maybe I'm a DOI agent and I did a YouTube video and I uploaded to YouTube and I could take that link. But if you're just not that sophisticated and you've already spent so much money on the photography that you have nothing left to do any more marketing, go to your website. Your first team website, I'm assuming if you have your own, that's fine too. But I'm going to go, not that website. Let's go to our real estate website. There we go. So go to your website. And then what's that address again? Remember, I have no short-term memory. 168 Monte Vista. All right. What's your credit card number?
I don't care.
All right. So here's Just Beautiful Listing. I'm going to grab this URL at the very, very top. You may not see it because the stupid thing's in the way. But underneath this meeting is being recorded is where it shows the website. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go.
You pulled this up from his website.
Well, it's my website, but you'd want to go to your website and do this. Otherwise, you're directing traffic to mine. If you want to direct traffic to mine, I'm good with it. I'll bring.
Change your training, Eric, and just have everybody to yours.
Well, I'll make everybody's QR code so it all goes to my stuff. She figured me out. Uh-oh, I got to come up with a different scheme.
All paid 50 times over.
Hey, you do what you got to do. It's a tough business. Okay, so I'm going back into the template into Maxa under the section where it says link, and I'm going to paste. There's a little checkbox here, open a new tab. Always do that. You know why? Because if they're on a site and it opens up in another window, when they close it, they're back at your site. If you redirect them away from what you were doing, then they're going away from your site. So always do check open a new tab, whatever you're linking to. If you're wondering what attached file is there, if you didn't want to link it and you wanted to have like a, I don't know if you can do a video, but if you wanted to, for whatever reason, have a flyer pop up, you could do that. But that's just there for someone that doesn't want to link. But the whole purpose of them linking is to go into your website and then look at other properties and kind of check you out and, think like, wow, this agent's got it together. I think I'm going to reach out to them. Because they're not always buyers, they're potential sellers in the neighborhood, and maybe they want to hire you to list their property after you sell this one. So that's why if you're super on top of things, your website, where is it? At the bottom right, has your Follow Up Boss widget. And if you were on a phone, there's two buttons at the bottom of this website that says text call, and it goes directly to you, and Follow Up Boss will track all of that for you. Also, all the more reason to drive traffic to your own website because it's set up to capture.
Is that phone number our phone number, or is that the Follow Up Boss?
That is the Follow Up Boss phone number that rings your phone simultaneously. The only reason why you have a separate number is there's no way to merge your cell phone plan into Follow Up Boss. So it's kind of like, this is what replaced our office phone. only it's only yours. And you can customize this for your area code. So if you have one that says like 503 or something, in a follow boss class, I'll go through that again, but yeah, but you can change this number, or if for whatever reason you need to change it, you can always ask for a new number.
So I went ahead and I put in an old address of one of my past listings.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't make that all disappear. And every time I hit dashboard, it just takes me back to the designs again. It doesn't give me an option to make a new one.
So if you change the address or you want to run the wizard again, you have to close that project and open it up again.
I go back to quick search.
Yes, and then open up that same template like you're doing a new one.
Still make
No, you got to be still clicking on the same one. You have to start it from scratch. Like you close it completely, and then you do the quick search to find the template and make sure you're not clicking on the one that you were working on. Because the wizard will only come up on a new project, not on an existing one. Because once you've created a project, if you want to change the address, you have to manually do it. So like for instance, let me go back to Maxa. If I go to my designs, so if I click here, the wizard's gone, so I can't change anything. But if I close it, and then I go back here and I type in search for the project or the template again, because unless this pops up when you go open it, it's not a new file. When you open it up, if this wizard does not come up first, then you're opening the existing project. Is that what you're talking about, or am I?
I guess it's not, yeah.
Let me see.
I just closed it because it was like not working.
Yeah, so if you go into a project and it doesn't give you the wizard to pick a property, then that's an existing project. 'Cause-
How do you get rid of the old one then?
oh, let me show you. That's an easy one. So she had a good question. So if you create something and you don't want it anymore, hover over the right-hand side and go to the 3 dots and go delete. And it will go away forever.
Can I just interject 1 sec? You
Absolutely.
have an admin account, so they can't do that, but they can delete the design. You're in a template.
Ah, okay. So yeah, so you notice I didn't hit delete design template because I didn't want to do that because I'm not going to delete a template and get everybody in trouble. So what she's saying is, can you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Alexa from marketing. You're looking at Eric's account. He has an admin account, so he's gonna have a few more buttons than everyone else does. So you can delete design, but you won't see the delete master template option.
It's when you hit the 3 buttons.
Yeah, it should say delete project.
Down, copy. Mine doesn't.
So let me see what yours says.
Well, I'm looking at just the.
Okay, so hover over the 3 dots.
It doesn't give me a choice to delete.
Okay.
Mine doesn't either.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why.
I guess so they just don't have you guys don't have a way to delete it.
It's called archive. So when you archive it,
So you see archive? No?
Now, once
Oh, I see. Yeah, archive.
So you guys are going to archive.
Oh, that's better.
And that way it gets out of your grouping there.
But you can pull it up later.
Correct.
Good.
Well, you can go back and unarchive it, but there's no delete for,
Well, so once you create it, you've got it.
yeah. But if you archive it, it'll go out of your feed. Okay. Thank you, Alexa.
Alexa.
There's Alexa.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, because he said, remember, he said, he's got his power booster on, so.
Yeah, we have to behave. Jeff has been very well behaved today.
Biting my lip over here.
Yeah, see, he's turning red from holding back so much. All right. So any questions on that process?
What you just did was what we did on Tuesday at Anaheim Hills, right?
For,
Pretty much.
for the most part,
Pretty much.
yeah. And then the most important thing was the whole linking the button thing, because I've gotten so many calls. Well, I created this email and it doesn't go anywhere. Well, I go, you gotta configure the button to go somewhere. So go to your First Team website at bare minimum. And let's see. We have a few minutes, so let's go through the flyer because that's probably the most popular thing we're going to be doing.
Well, there's the shredding bin.
Should we do that one? That doesn't have a property. We're good on, the whole thing going through and picking a property, downloading all that good stuff. So this would be really, really easy. You just click create design. If you have your account set up correctly, your picture should automatically show up and all your information. If you don't like that picture, like with anything, click on the picture. Go here. If you want to upload one, you can go to upload images. You can go to my uploads. There's a picture of Goofy in there. I could put that on there. Correct. And then change.
Testing out this up there too.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, marketing's been on top of things. I mean, there's stuff in there for holidays we haven't had yet. St. Patty's Day is already in there. I mean, I think they're doing a great job.
Yes, St. Patty's and Easter is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Or to send these flyers out to our email all the time or to our social media accounts.
Well, flyers are typically for print. However, and Desi loves to do this, he'll come up here to download and he'll actually save it as a PNG. So instead of having, the process that we went through when we do an email newsletter where we, set it up, download it, Control A, Control C, Control V, he just downloads it as an image and he goes and embeds it into the email. So he opens up the email, clicks the picture icon, loads this image of his flyer, and then he's done. So any flyer you can save as an image. And then, like you said, for social media, you could post this, because you've already created it to print. So if you're really in a jam for time, I could download this as a PDF, go to hit print a couple hundred copies of this, save it as an image, put it on my social media, put it on Instagram, post it on Facebook, and, be done with it.
We're really having the shredding event on May 23rd.
No, I don't think it.
I don't know. I don't think it's been finalized.
I think they're looking for approval still.
Yeah. And
That or send it out.
I would double check with the office beforehand. Yeah. Yeah. On any of these events, make sure with the office that everything's, don't put the cart before the horse. Okay.
That's why I'm like, wait, there's a date on there for the 20 for this year.
Yeah.
We're sending that out right
New
now.
address and everything on there.
And time.
Is this just the Tustin office?
Oh,
Templates?
No, these are all the templates, and like Alexa's saying, you're going to see more than what you see because they've afforded me a admin account because I do a lot of training. So there's more in here, and then you're looking at a lot of past classes in here. But what I wanted to show you before we finish up, I know we're running out of time, is the flyer that Terry talked about in both of our offices that marketing developed just for us, a 4-page brochure. So where is, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool.
There it is.
It's still called territory.
That's just the title, but if you type in agent brochure, because I know there was a little bit of confusion, where is it at? Because there is so much stuff in here. That's why I love the search, because even though it is tactfully organized, it's like 3 or 4 things deep, and I like the search because I'm lazy. So agent brochure, click create design. Again, we have the wizard, create design. What? Oh, I'm like, no. Okay.
Go to designer 3.0, BI beta.
You can close that unless you really want to. I haven't done it because I don't want to upgrade it and then have it look differently and then force everybody else to upgrade it. So I've left it for right now. I think at some point we'll all be upgraded to it because most systems will forcibly upgrade you after a while, but it's beta, so
Finally, I'm like, this still has the other lady's picture on it, but now it has mine.
so here's the brochure. And you know, much like anything, you just click on the segments that you want to change. So these testimonials, it's all in Latin. So if you print this and it's all in Latin, we know that you didn't change anything. And you can't blame anybody else. So that means it's a template.
Might get people's attention.
Yeah, you get an old Latin, you know. Oh, really? Well, good to know. You said nothing in all those testimonials. So these testimonials you will need to cut and paste yourself, but this gives you an opportunity to maybe spice them up or condense.
They have an AI tool there.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So these don't directly get imported from anywhere, but it's just copying and pasting.
So is this
Yeah.
the same as what you said about, so let's say I've uploaded my testimonials and do I just kind of stick it to the side and then delete this one, or will that?
I think what I would do
will
is,
that box stay if you delete?
no, the box will stay. So if I come here, select all, hit delete, the box is still here. So now, yeah, so I could come over here. Is my website still open? I think I have testimonials in here. Let's hope I do. Let's see, Eric Duncan, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. So I guess I can't grab that one. Or let's do this. I can come to these reviews. So I can go to my Google page. And this is a really long review, but we'll grab it anyway. So I'm going to highlight my review from Google. I'm going to go copy.
Great.
And then I'm going to Control V paste, and there we go. So it's a little bit much. So I can correct. So I'm going to do something I probably shouldn't do. And I'm going to make this one notch lower. So I went up to the top and made the font a little smaller. It still is too big for this. So you use your discernment. So you go to do that. Call to action means you need to put a call to action there.
Because it would look kind of dumb if you.
Because it would look kind of dumb if you,
Call to action.
hi, call to action.
Okay.
Okay. So on the other side, let's go over here. So I'm going to slide over to the right. And I have spots for pictures. So I click on pictures, and it would be a good idea to have pictures of my own listings, but maybe you don't. You know that you have access to free stock photography. So if you come here to search, type in, I don't know, ranch home. That's probably gonna give me a ranch, but
Yeah. So let's do Mediterranean. Let's do,
luxury home. We're not in New Orleans, but I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to take that over there and click on this. It should change it.
there we go.
There we go. And let's click here. This is the inside, even though it doesn't match. Well, a lot. So that's done.
So back up on that one.
Yeah.
Where it says final fit size and wide, blah, blah, those 3 lines that are really hard to read.
Uh-huh.
Do those go away, or is there something that we're supposed to be doing with those?
Good question. So that's an option. You can turn those on and off. Let's look in layers. Are they in layers? Or is that settings? Settings, preferences. Okay, so if you go to settings,
And go to preferences. So into settings, preferences. If you go to enable print guidelines. see
if
it's
you
a
go to
slider.
enable print guidelines, see it's a slider. Yeah, if you slide it, turn it off, then it'll go away. So it's just there for the printer.
Oh,
But I could see that would kind of throw me off. Okay. So because this is a, 4-page, you come down here to the bottom. And then we have some more here. So this is set up, again, Latin means you need to fill in the blanks here. So this particular template requires a little bit more thought and effort into it, but this is kind of like your brochure. So yeah, so you should be thoughtful about this. Correct. And if you're super, super busy, I mean, you can also enlist marketing. You can hire them to finish this out for you and customize it as well. So keep that in mind, but this is set up for a, DIY, not DUI. That's a whole different class.
there's a whole chat GPT that Aaron, if everybody wants, ask Aaron. Remember I showed you
Yeah.
that? And it kind of tells you how to do a bio with chat GPT and
Yeah,
it
and
did a good job for mine.
well, I know why she,
No, but it was a
Yeah.
whole thing on prompt.
so for her, she will use another system, but any AI that you prefer, not non-politically affiliated AI, Gemini is a good one because it's attached to Google and they have no political agenda and they're not tied to the Pentagon. So maybe that's the best one to choose.
So is chat GPT tied to the Pentagon? Is that?
There's
why?
a contract with OpenAI and it's caused a big flurry amongst our very liberal friends. So I totally understand her reticence, but it doesn't matter what AI you use. What I would do here is your prompt would be something like, I'm developing a 4-page flyer. This is what, maybe 700-800 characters. So in 700-800 characters, give me a, compelling bio of what is my value proposition for me listing your home. And then it'll search online. If you have a lot of stuff online, it'll do something pretty comprehensive. What I like to do is there's a button to have a conversation with it. And then you just kind of tell, okay, well, this is what I want you to do. And then as it's generating it, you can tell it, well, no, that sucks. Can you do something better? Or maybe there is another agent that you really love their marketing and you go, like so-and-so, can you create something similar, but make it my own? So
And now you can put your statistics in there. It asks for that.
Mhm.
It asked me all kinds of questions as I was doing it. It's pretty cool.
yeah,
So it's guiding you along.
absolutely.
So the same, so are the prompts the same, whether you use chat GPT or Gemini?
For the most part,
Pretty much
yeah, it really is.
a bio.
Yeah, your bio or, what I use a lot for are headlines because I can't think of a headline and it'll go through headlines. I'm like, no, those suck. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Okay, that's it. Over to the right again, this is some more Latin, but this is probably over here is going to be more about you. This would be your bio, maybe your background, your experience, the areas that you are, whether it's an area or a specific type of home that you do, would be on this side. Over to the left, it's more of like about the company, what you value about the company. This is where you could talk about we're expanding, nationally. We're in our 50th year. I know another competing firm that I will not mention by name is also having a 50th birthday that they're running wild with. And so sometimes that matters to people. This is
It's been around since
76.
So this is 76.
This is our 50th. 50th. Oh yeah, it is 1996, right? And then underneath that is Luxury Portfolio International, latest stats. But this is a great piece, and this is something you probably wouldn't want to print yourself. You'd want to send it off to the printer. But this is something that we can send off to Maxa to get printed as a nice, gloss. I would do this glossy because it's a brochure.
So it's 4 pages.
Correct. Yeah, full with 4 pages.
Maybe a listing appointment, or if you're doing like a like if you do your premier open house and all the neighbors come over, you could have this, and maybe you go into Local Logic and you do some stats for market, comprehensive market report. Because I like doing those at open houses because for the neighbors, I give them the market report. For the people that are coming in, they don't know much about the area. I do the lifestyle report that shows all the different stats of population, education, who lives in the area. And then if you're like me and you do open houses for other brokers and other agents, You may not know the specifics about that particular locale. And it's like, I know Stanton, I know it's next to Knott's Berry Farm, but I read the local logic reports and I got understood like a whole lot of it. And then I actually had one of the council members from Stanton come in and I was able to have a conversation about Stanton because I read the local logic reports. So might want to think of doing something like that. But this is really like a brochure for us. And I think this would be good for door knocking too.
The local logic, I know I need,
Good. Yeah, good question.
I need support to help me because I can't log in. and-
Okay, so
So I have to call
so
them.
so there's a little thing with that because I learned this early on. Don't go to the website. There's something called SSO single sign-on that First Team does to make our life easier so we don't have to remember 50,000 passwords. So the best way to get into local logic is through First Place. So I'm gonna
I've
go,
tried and it still won't
okay.
let me do it.
well, email support, Ramil or many member of the team will help you get that straightened out, but go to First Place, go to the top, type in local logic. And it'll, and then if you want to favorite it, click on the star, it'll keep it in the top section of everything in your First Place. Click on local logic. If you hover it over to the right.
Place them, it helps them here.
Over on the left side.
Oh, you click the star,
Mm-hmm.
it's added to the favorites.
Correct. And then once you're in there, like this is the one. So here,
I see it, it's just really hard to see. Okay.
See, it says, sorry, but we're having trouble signing you in.
okay.
I could generate report.
So you're in.
Yeah, you're in.
Well, my problem is I don't remember what they want to get into my First Team
Ye-
account.
Yeah, you might need to reset that password to give them access to do that, but support can get you all dialed in and they'll test it. So this is what the lifestyle report looks like. You can copy it or you can print it and it'll print it as a PDF. So something you could, like, I like having up open houses and I like it because they're branded, your pictures, your contact information. And even if they don't want to take a flyer, they'll take this because it's valuable information that no one else is giving them.
So
And
this is where you can put in a zip code or a
yeah, you can,
area,
if
city.
if I wanted to just do, like I wanted to put an address. No. Well, it's presidential tract. It's my farm. I don't farm. So I put that in there. And if I want to generate a lifestyle report, I can do that. I know the demographics, so I don't care about that, but I'm going to click generate market report. All right. So here I can adjust. Do I just want to do single family? Do I want to do multi? Do I want to do condos? I can do time frames, 1 year, 3 or 5 years. And then I hit apply filter.
And away we go.
So the copy link, you can use that for social media if you wanted to. You could do a QR code. One of the things I like to do, and I can't attest to its success because I barely started doing, is remember the really cool little market report social the social media images that we created in Max a couple weeks ago, where we create we put in the area and it created the little market updates for us. Let me show you. I forget we're all visual people, and I'm making you like, it's like the brain's going, okay. What I'm talking about specifically, I know we're running a little over, is do we have these market updates? Remember these? So this is kind of like a teaser. And what I do is, again, I like to experiment instead of making money like the rest of the office, is I'll take this and I'll do a market update for 5 or 6 different areas, and then I'll make a reel out of it and throw it on TikTok with some music and get a bunch of views and no leads. I'm not saying to do that, but what you might want to consider, because you guys actually have an audience of people that buy and sell real estate, is you send this out and then your call to action is DM me, contact me for a comprehensive market report on your local area. Then you go into Local Logic and you send them that to them. You could either give them the link through like a DM, or you could download it as a PDF and then email it as attachment, your choice. But it gives you that proposition where you tease them with this, and if they want to know more, then you can give them the local logic report. And I think between the two, it asserts your knowledge of that particular market area, even if you don't have it. Make sense? Okay. Well, thank you for hanging out. And then all of you guys that are coming from different offices to come see me, I really appreciate it. You're making my head really big, so I'm going to be more arrogant as time goes on, but I appreciate it. And then Alexa, if you're still on, thank you for hanging out and your insight. And we love what marketing is doing.
Thank you. This was really great to watch. I always learn something new every time Catalina and I both do. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You have a great day.
You too.
Of course.